All systems. All systems. All systems go.
I was born a free man, lived with my family in New York.
Be good for your mother.
Till the day I was deceived,
To Solomon.
kidnapped, sold into slavery.
One of the most acclaimed films to come out of the 2013 Toronto Film Festival was 12 Years a Slave, a historical drama starring Chiwetel Ejiofor as a free black man who was kidnapped and forced into slavery right after the U.S. Civil War. 12 Years a Slave took top honors at the festival, but mainstream audiences will get to see it when it hits theaters on October 18th, and it will be rated R. Chris, are you getting on board with all the hype for this film?
I am, in fact, getting on board with all the hype on this film. It has an absolutely killer cast, starting, of course, with, like you said, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who, if that's not a name you recognize, he was in 3 particularly great movies, Kinky Boots, Children of Men, and a local favorite, Serenity. And the supporting cast includes Paul Giamatti, Michael Fassbender, Brad Pitt, Benedict Cumberbatch, Lauren, Paul Dano, Fox, Quvenzhané Wallace, me. The talent is totally ridiculous here. I'm really, really excited for this. And if it gets a wide enough opening, which is still a question mark how many screens it's going to show up on, I think it could do really, really well. I'm going to hazard a guess of 97% positive with reviews. Tremendous showing. I think it is limited release though, so I'm going to say only about $750,000.
All right, Fox, where do you stand on this?
It's not a question of, is this going to do well with critics? It's a question of how well is it going to do with critics. I think there are enough people out there who are going to hedge their feelings towards it and basically say, well, you know, you could have done more about showing off the evils of slavery. You could have done less about sort of the white supremacy thing. I think there are people who are going to be uncomfortable with this. And so I can only go as high as 93%, which is crazy high. But in reality, it's probably going to be universally beloved. In terms of the box office, I'm going to go about 500,000. I'll say 520,000 its opening weekend. I think it's going to get a wider release when word of mouth starts to just absolutely propel this thing forward.
All right, Jill, where are you at?
Right there with the boys. I'm going to go 92%. I think critics are going to universally think this is very good. Will everybody go see it in the theater? This is not a happy movie. And I think it's always harder to draw people in to those heart-wrenching stories. Maybe this is a movie that you rent at home instead. So I agree it's probably coming out in limited release. I actually think we know that for sure. So I'm going to go 400,000 for opening weekend.
I was a free man. I'm not a slave.